Hello and welcome to Cần Thơ News of Cần Thơ Radio and Television Station. Here are today's headlines. Preparation for the second Golden Hammer and Sickle Award 2023 by Cần Thơ City Party Committee. Training session for city-level trainers on disaster risk assessment management and awareness raising. The General Department of State Reserve on ensuring national food reserve while meeting the implementation of the task. Top news today. On the afternoon of August 21st, Cần Thơ City Party Committee held a meeting to implement the plan to organize the Press Awards on Party Building, the second Golden Hammer and Sickle Award 2023 in Cần Thơ City. Mr. Phạm Văn Hiểu, Standing Vice Secretary of the City Party Committee, Chairman of Cần Thơ City People Council, who is also head of the organizing board, chaired the meeting.
This year's Golden Hammer and Sickle Award seeks to continue affirming the position, importance, and value of party building work, as well as promoting the role of press organizations, party officials, union members, and individuals in strengthening the political system, with the help of the early outcomes that brought about the significant shift in the content innovation of party leadership over the political system. The awards, including print, radio, television, electronic newspapers, and press photos that were published or podcast between November 1st, 2022 and October 1st, 2023. Work must be submitted by October 15, 2023. There are 5 A prizes, 10 B prizes, 15 C prizes, 20 consolation prizes, and awards honoring the typical journalist.
On August 21st, the Standing Office of the Commanding Committee for Civil Defense, Disaster Prevention, Search and Rescue, in collaboration with the Red Cross Society of Cần Thơ City, opened a training session for city-level trainers on community-based disaster risk assessment management and awareness raising.
In just 5 days, trainees learn how to assess and manage disaster risks, understand community-based climate change, and conduct community-based disaster risk assessments. They also practice using 9 tools to synthesize and analyze pertinent data, which they would use to plan for disaster prevention and control. Likewise, incorporate disaster management into the strategies for local socio-economic growth. The development of particular plans and minimum standards in emergencies was also taught to trainees, as well as how to plan for disaster prevention and control in circumstances when people must be evacuated to evacuation stations.
The General Department of State Reserve has actively reviewed and balanced the National Reserve food resources to maintain a reasonable level of stockpiles while meeting the implementation of the task.
The General Department of State Reserve has been instructed to actively review and balance the National Reserve food resources to ensure the maintenance of reasonable inventory levels. This is in accordance with Prime Minister's Directive No. 24, dated August 5th, on ensuring national food security and promoting sustainable rice production and export in the current period. As a result, the General Department of State Reserves can proactively respond to any unexpected and urgent situations, ensuring that there is food available for everyone in the event of an epidemic or natural disaster. The General Department of State Reserve is currently creating a plan to purchase food in 2024 with an adequate reserve level, guarantee reserve resources for prompt release in accordance with the decision of the competent authority, and contributing to participating in the plan's implementation when necessary.
EVN Group has just commented on the draft decision to replace Decision Number 24 of the Prime Minister regulating the mechanism for adjusting the average retail electricity price. Accordingly, the group agrees with the reduction of retail electricity prices if input costs decrease by 1%. EVN will also be allowed to adjust electricity prices every 3 months if input costs increase by 3% or more. In particular, a price increase will be implemented when the average selling price of electricity rises from 3% or more to less than 5% in comparison to the present average energy price. Within this price range, EVN will be allowed to modify the increase at the appropriate rate. The Ministry of Industry and Trade will have the authority to decide after receiving a complete dossier of the price plan of EVN if the average electricity price that needs to be adjusted rises from 5% to less than 10% in comparison to the current average electricity price and falls within the permitted price range. On August 21st, the Department of Training and Education of Cần District held a conference to review the school year of 2022-2023 and deploy the new school year task for preschool education. In the school year of 2022-2023, Cần Thơ District has 23 preschool including 11 public and 12 private, and 12 independent kindergarten groups. All educational institutions ensure absolute safety for children in terms of physical, mental, and food hygiene. The District Chamber of Education and Training advises educational institutions to keep organizing, nurturing, and educating children in order to meet the requirements of the preschool education program. This includes developing and implementing flexible school year plans, strengthening the environment for better preschool education program implementation, concentrate on developing a group of educators in the direction of standardization to meet the rising standards of the educational profession. According to Cần Thơ City People Committee, the city currently has 70 projects under implementation in the field of household development.
32 projects are monitored and managed by the Department of Construction, and 40 projects are monitored and managed by the Department of Planning and Investment. From the city's perspective, investors need to be able to carry out new ventures and launch goods. Many investors have specifically entered the Cần Thơ real estate market in the commercial apartment segment, in addition to investment projects in new urban regions. Viewing this as an inevitable development trend of urbanization, after successfully completing the necessary investment procedures, a number of commercial apartment projects have just begun development in Cần Thơ real estate market this third quarter. In the near future, the city will also concentrate on investment initiatives to construct social housing in order to reach the target of 9,100 apartments.
The Sponsoring Association for Poor Patients in Cần Thơ City, in collaboration with the Red Cross Society of Vĩnh Thành District and a team of volunteer doctors, organized free medical examination, medicine distribution, and gifts for disadvantaged households in the district. Over 400 disadvantaged households have been checked by the city's volunteer medical team. Additionally, the delegation carried tools for blood pressure measurement, EKG, ultrasound, and medical screening, as well as on-site counseling services for persons interested in treatment and diet for diseases affecting the elderly. The delegation gave 100 gifts to underprivileged households in the district on this occasion. The total cost of medical examination and treatment, distribution of medicines, and gifts were supported by Hậu Giang Pharmaceutical Joint Stock Company and the City Sponsoring Association for Poor Patients. Many banks have announced the adjustment of SMS banking service fees starting from September 1st, 2023. In this case, some banks have a policy not to text customers about balance changes for small transactions amounts. According to Vietinbank, the bank will alter the fee collecting period and the way it charges the service fee for sending SMS notification of changes to payment account balances as of September 1st, 2023. The customer will be eligible for the current fixed cost of 11,000 Vietnam dong if the number of SMS balance variations is 14 or less. If there are 15 or more SMS balance variations, Vietinbank will charge a fee based on the actual amount generated. Coming up next is the weather forecast. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.